Hello everyone. Today we're going to tell you another story about Jesus. It isn't nice to be left out of things and feel that nobody likes you, is it? It's nice to have someone to talk to. It's nice to have someone to play with. We all need friends, don't we? The woman in the story today was very unhappy. She didn't have any friends at all. So if you're ready, let's open the book and listen to the story, Waiting for a Friend.
Leah was waiting. What was she waiting for? Leah looked out of her window. She watched the women of the town go by, chattering in the bright morning sunshine. They were on their way to fetch water from the well. They swung their empty water jars as they walked and gossiped with their friends. Leah was waiting. What was she waiting for? Leah watched as the women went back to their houses. They walked a little slower now, carrying their heavy jars full of water. Leah licked her lips. She was thirsty, but her water jar was empty. Leah was waiting. What was she waiting for? Leah would have loved to have joined the other women fetching water from the well. She had tried to many times, but gave up in the end. The other women wouldn't talk to her. The other women wouldn't walk with her. The other women disapproved of her. They said she had done bad things. Leah was waiting. What was she waiting for? She was waiting until all the women had finished collecting their water from the well. She was waiting until all their water jars were full. She was waiting until the road to the well was empty, and then she would go. By the time she began her lonely walk to the well, the sun was high in the sky and it was very hot. As Leah approached the well, she saw a man sitting there. Her heart sank. She didn't think she could cope with any nastiness today, but she was very thirsty, so she kept on going. When she got to the well, the man spoke to her. "Will you give me a drink?" Leah looked at him amazed. "But you are a Jew and I'm a Samaritan. Our people never speak to each other, never touch each other, never use the same cups. How can you ask me for a drink?" "Ah," said the man, "if you knew who I really was, you could ask me for living water and I would give it to you." Leah was very puzzled. "How can you give me water? The well is deep and you don't have a bucket to collect the water in." The man peered down into the well. "See that water? You can drink it, lots of it, but you'll always get thirsty. With my living water, you will never be thirsty again." Leah looked at him closely. Had the hot sun affected his brain? What he said didn't make any sense. "Okay, I'd like some of this living water. It would save me coming here every day." Then the man looked deeply into her eyes. Leah felt uncomfortable. She thought, "It feels as if he knows me, and yet I don't know him." When he started to talk to her, she knew she was right. He did know her. He knew everything about her. He knew all about the bad things she had done. He knew how unhappy she was. He knew how much she needed a friend who really cared about her. "Sir, you seem to know all about God, but you are a Jew. We Samaritans worship here on the mountain, but you worship God in the temple. Does that matter?" The man explained, "What matters is not where you worship, but who you worship." Leah looked at him for a long time, as slowly she began to understand. Then she said, "I know that one day a Saviour will come, and when he comes, he will explain everything to us." The man smiled and said, "I am he. I am the Saviour you have been waiting for." Leah clapped her hands in delight. "I knew it! I knew it! I must tell everyone." Leah ran back into town as fast as she could. She called everyone to come and see Jesus. The people of the town hurried along the road to the well with Leah. The women hustled and bustled around her, eager to share the good news she had to tell. Leah had found a friend at last. She had found Jesus.
We don't know if Leah was her real name. But wasn't it lovely that the woman in our story found a friend in Jesus? Someone who really liked her just as she was. She got so excited when she was telling her neighbours about Jesus that she forgot about how unkind they had been. Jesus must have had quite an effect on her. Close your eyes and think about something that made you excited, so excited that you wanted to tell others about it. Now I'm going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your prayer, say Amen at the end. Dear God, thank you that Jesus became the friend that Leah was looking for. Help us to look out for people like Leah who need a friend. Please help us to be good friends. Amen.